Today, we're diving into a relationship that has been completely flipped on its head over the last century or so, the bond between humans and animals. Seriously, we've gone from seeing them as just property to actual family members. So in this explainer, we're going to look at what's really behind this amazing change.
Okay, so let's just jump right in with a big question that really gets to the heart of everything. Do animals have an equal right to live? It's a simple question, right? But man, it really makes you stop and think about our relationship with every other living thing on this planet.
And that really leads to this idea of a shared world. It's so easy to forget that we're not the only ones here. The thing is, we have a basic responsibility to make space for animals, but as our cities just keep getting bigger and bigger, we're kind of pushing them out to the edges.
But here's the good news. There's a really powerful shift happening in the other direction. And it's not just happening by chance. It's being driven by more and more people becoming aware, and by the incredible work of organizations like the Animal Welfare Board of India, Blue Cross, and PETA. These guys are on the front lines, fighting for a safer world for animals.
This shift is so huge that it's actually being written into our laws now. We've moved from just not caring to taking real action. So hurting an animal isn't just, a bad thing to do anymore. In a lot of places, it's a criminal offense. And that sets a totally new standard, legally recognizing that animals have a right to be protected.
And these laws, they really show just how much our society has changed, especially when you look at the animals we live with every day. So let's really dig into this incredible journey of our pets, from being chained up to becoming true companions.
Wow, and when you put the past and present side by side, the difference is it's night and day. I mean, think about the past. Animals being hunted for ivory and skin, treated like they were disposable, or just chained up in a yard. But today, it's a whole different story. Now, they're protected by laws. They're part of our families. They get all the love and affection in the world. It's a complete 180.
This journey definitely didn't happen overnight. If you go back to the early 1900s, hunting was just out of control. Then you hit the 50s and 60s, the whole beware of dogs era, where fear meant dogs were just chained up and kept at a distance. But fast forward to today, and you can see how far we've come. We have strong laws, protected forests, and a culture that truly values our animal friends.
So, what does all this add up to? Well, it means we've moved way beyond just calling them pets. We're now starting to see them for what they are, our allies, our partners in well-being.
And look, this isn't just some feel-good idea, okay? There's real science behind this. For kids, having a pet can be incredible for learning social skills. For all of us, they can boost our self-esteem and morale. For older people, they can be a total lifeline, fighting off loneliness. They even help with our physical health, assisting with rehab, detecting seizures, and keeping us safe. They are so much more than just a friend.
But, when you peel back all the laws and all the science, there's something deeper going on, right? Something more fundamental. Let's talk about the heart of it all. That simple, powerful, unconditional bond between a person and an animal.
And honestly, if you've ever had a pet, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That little touch of a wet nose or a lick on your hand, it can just completely change your entire mood, especially when you're feeling down. It's a kind of comfort that doesn't need any words at all.
This whole journey is really summed up perfectly in a personal story from the author of our source material. His whole life, his entire way of looking at things, was completely changed by one specific animal, his dog, Leo.
And this quote, well, it just says it all. The author basically says Leo taught him more than he could have ever learned on his own. He says, he has educated me to be patient, affectionate, loyal, and above all, showered me with unconditional love. It totally flips the script, right? It wasn't about the human training the dog. It was about the dog teaching the human what it really means to be, well, human.
So we've walked through this incredible evolution, from exploitation to true companionship. And we've seen how one single dog could completely transform a person's life. It all kind of boils down to this one last question, something for you to think about. What has an animal taught you?